We start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and topic is Children of Hashem. And it says, denial of God's glory is possible only in this world. Only in this earthly existence can man, with his corporal desires, be drawn away from his sorrows, meaning Hashem's sorrows, and thus deny that which is true and sacred. In the upper world, however, all the heavenly angels perceive Hashem's glory, recognize how He, meaning Hashem, sustains and guides them, and declare His praise and bow before Him, as it is written, and the hosts of heaven bow before you. Nehemiah 9:6. Okay. So let's try to explain this paragraph one more time, and we're going to explain. Denial of God's glory is possible only in this world. So our sages say that this world of lies, like when you have temptations, and sometimes life sounds like truth. Okay. Only in this world a person can deny God's glory. They say Hashem is not there. It's me that doing this, or somebody else helped me, or something. My talents, right? Only in this earthly existence can man, with his corporal desires, drawn away from his sorrow, from the sorrows of Hashem, and thus deny which is true and sacred. Right? So only because of the desires, right? Only because of the deceit tempt a person, and the person has a freedom of choice. So freedom of choice, meaning what? When the choices are equal, meaning the sides for yes and no are equal. So how can be equal if you have to choose between serving of Hashem, being close to Hashem, and opposite? Has for shalom, right? Because of deceit, because of the deceit, because of person's desires. So his desires feeds the deceit, right? Deceit is his will. In the upper world, however, all heavenly angels perceive the Hashem's glory, recognize how He sustains and guides them. So in the world to come, right, in the upper world, so it's open to angels, to all the people, right, and they see Hashem's glory, right, and it says that when a person after 120 he dies, and they go to the judgment, so they don't have any questions. So even though it says that you can ask questions when you come after 120, you don't have questions. Because why? You will perceive what actually happened and what led to it and stuff like that. So everything is clear, crystal clear, and God's glory as well, of course. And the angels declare His praise and bow before Him, as it is written, and the hosts of heaven bow before you. Okay. In truth, this world is not even like the tiny seed when compared to the totality of the worlds above, where countless heavenly contingents exist, each consisting of the infinite number of angels, as it is written, 1,000 thousands serve Him, and myriads stand before Him. Daniel 7:10. Thus the wicked flouting of His will in this world is little significance when viewed within the scope of creation of its entirety. Okay, so let's do it again. It's very interesting what it says here. We're going to add, of course. In truth, this world, not even a tiny seed compared to the totality of the world above. So it says that Hashem has many worlds, and even from one heaven to another. So there's a measure that says 500,000 years, right? I'm not sure, walking, running, from one to another. So it's huge distance and huge world. So this world is insignificant, and sometimes people think their life of some significance. Okay, think again, right? Compared to the totality of the worlds above, where countless heavenly contingents exist. Each consists an infinite number of angels, as it is written, right? So, of course, angels serve Him, because the glory of the King in the magnitude of the subjects, right? thousands surround him, myriads of myriads are standing before him. So a myriad is 10,000. So I mean, even it says, it looks like, okay, 10,000 by 10,000, maybe it's not such a big deal, but it's much more than that. Thus, as they say, countless. Okay. Thus, the wicked's flaunting of his will in this world is little significance when used within the scope of creation of entity. Right, so the wicked person, whatever he does, like in a globe of scheme, it's nothing. But still, the person just hurts himself. In this world, the Holy One, blessed be He, takes pleasure in the Jewish people who are so beloved to Him that they are called children of Hashem. Varim 14:1. Okay. He takes pleasure, as it were, in the voice of their prayer and study, as it is written, "Let me hear your voice." Shir Hashirim 2:14. Sorry. Shouldn't we be ashamed not to trust in the One who gives life to all of the world and the myriads of the angels? How can a man fret and worry? Whence will come my sustenance and fulfillment of my needs? Indeed, such a worry and concern is a cause for a greater wonder than the concern of food of the above parable. Who worried that the rebellion of an insignificant village would deprive the king's bird from its sustenance? Okay, so let's read it again and we're going to explain. So in this world, the Holy One, blessed be He, takes pleasure in the Jewish people, right? Who are beloved to Him that they are called His the children of Hashem. So people say, isn't everybody child of Hashem or child of God? No, absolutely not. That says only about Jewish people, right? That they're children of Hashem. Right? People get very emotional. I'm not sure where they got it from. Maybe they wrote themselves when somebody told them, but it's not true. So only Jewish people, children of Hashem. And He enjoys us, and enjoys. Of course, we have to our job at least not to upset Him, right? But it's better, of course. That's the minimum of the minimum, but the proper to bring Him pleasure, pleasure in fulfilling His will. That's when He derives pleasure. He takes pleasure, as it were, in the voice of the prayer and study, as it is written, "Let me hear your voice." Shir Hashirim. So Hashem enjoys the prayer, and it says that all our matriarchs were barren, right? And some of them did not only barren, but they didn't have organs, right, to give the birth. Why? Hashem desired their prayer of the righteous, right? And plus the prayer of the study. So that's one of the many sources from which we learn that you cannot study like in silence. You have to speak up when you study. And the same when you pray. Even though like when you pray and it's you're around people, so you should not pray like at least Shemona Esrei very loud, but Pesukei Zimra you can go louder. Okay, but at least so loud, minimum that you can hear yourself. Same with Shema. Shouldn't we be ashamed not to trust in One who gives lives in the world to myriads of the angels? Right? It's a very good question, and Beis Halevi said that the biggest enemy of the person is worry. That we worry too much that Hashem is not going to provide. Right? And Beis Halevi says whatever he is afraid of, right, that might happen to him or to her, like in the future, Hashem says, "Oh, that's what you're afraid of. You don't believe in me. Guess what? This exactly as you thought about is going to happen to you. Just wait and see. Exactly. Why? Because you did not trust in me. You trust, you trust whatever you trust, and you thought that I'm not going to provide for you, and I'm not going to manage your life. Okay. Guess what? Right, so that's what it says. So shouldn't we be ashamed not to trust the One who gives to the sustenance of the whole world, myriads of angels, and little me He's not going to feed? That's That's be kafir, right? Kafir. How can men fret and worry? Whence will come my sustenance and fulfillment of my needs? Right? That's what people think. How I'm going to live tomorrow? Right? So who is going to provide? But as we said many times, just and we say the same in Shmona Esra, right? 3 times a day. Just Hashem, just please bless this year as you blessed previous year. Just look back and see, like until now you did not suffer. I mean, there were worries, but at the end of the day, you always had a roof above your head. You have something to eat, maybe sometimes less, sometimes more, but you have clothes to wear. Like none of the worries are actually actualized, right? So that's always we must remind ourselves. Indeed, such as worry is concern. And concern is a cause of great wonder that the concern of a fool of the above parable, right? So that's just to remind us. When was it? We said it on Wednesday. This parable, one village in a huge kingdom of the great king rebel, insignificant village, and one of the fools said. Like after they rebel, what this poor bird is going to eat? So the king had the bird. So somebody told him, like, yeah, you normal. He had the king has so much grain and everything, like stored, all the storehouses, right, filled with the grain. And how much this little bird eats a year? I don't know, like a pound of seeds or something. Okay. So that's but that person worried, and actually that's parable about us. Sometimes we worry too much. It is incumbent upon us to strengthen ourselves spiritually and concentrate on fulfilling God's will, and not to worry about the material situation. As children of Hashem, we are like children of the King, who need not worry that they may go hungry. It's very interesting. So let's do it again. Last paragraph. It is incumbent upon us to strengthen ourselves in spirituality. So meaning try not to cut corners. So people ask, can I do this? Am I obligated to this or that? So very rarely that somebody sent me a message this morning. So the person accepted upon himself some stringencies. In front of the Beis Din. I told them not to. We had this conversation some time ago, but this young fellow, he's very, very zealous. Baruch Hashem. I'm not sure what he accepted, but okay. Right, so that's okay. To consider on fulfilling God's will. That's what we have to consider of spiritual duties, considering fulfilling God's will, and not to worry about the material situations. So why? Because Hashem is going to provide. As the children of Hashem, we are children of a king, who need not worry about that they may go hungry. They don't care. Children, the princesses, princes do not care. Is it inflation? Is it this currency, that currency? Like, who cares? Everybody is going to starve in the whole country, but they are not going to. Right? The meals for the kings are going to the princes going to be the same. Okay, so we can stop here.